Yo, what's up? What's up? What up? What up? What it do? Yeah, we back again, once again, on this lovely day in the Florida Keys. Lovely day. You know what I'm saying? A lovely day. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful day. Yeah, man. Adrian Broner has chose the good old Don King Promotions. Yep. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Not for some fighters I would, but not for him. You know what I'm saying? Now, the only thing about it is well, what's going to happen as far as like the type of fights he's going to be able to get is the real key. You know what I'm saying? Why would you do that? Like, is the real key of all this, man. These people, man, I tell you what, they don't know how to drive, man, around this motherfucker. God damn. But the type of fights he's going to be able to get is going to be the real key of it all. Because, of course, like we all know, there's going to be that one not so good fight with Adrian Broner, which is going to be his tune-up or whatever you want to call it, acclimation fight, whatever you want to call it. That first fight is not going to be all that, right? But what he does after that is really going to set the pace of his career. If this dude can get one or two key fights, right? One or two key fights, right? Fight, get the tune-up out the way, fight at the end of the year, first quarter of a calendar year next year, come out with something smooth. I think he'd be all right. Spanning it out for 4 years or 5 years, as far as I'm concerned, it's not going to be a good look. You know, it's just not. But now, when Adrian Broner decides to come back, when they decide to get him a fight or win, you know, what we're going to hear next is really going to be the key. I mean, because, you know, when you think about it, you know, as far as if he can come back, you know, 85% his first fight of what he was, I think that'd be the real key of it all, and then try to find that 95 and 100% or whatever. But whatever he comes out and he's looking good, people are going to lick their chops. People are going to lick their chops, and the reason why they're going to be looking at their chops because there's the other fights that could be possibly made. You know, those other fights. You know what I'm saying? And we hear rumblings of people at 147 thinking about fighting at 154. So that's another thing too. You know what I'm saying? I think that people should just stay optimistic and see what their first two moves, the first two fights of Adrian Broner is going to be. Under Don King Promotions. Under Don King TV. Because, you know, laughing and grandstanding right now and coming out with the jokes. Well, the jokes, I'm all for the jokes. But the hate right now because of BLK Prime saying, oh, well, you know, he couldn't get, he like making it seem like he's the reason why those fights didn't happen with BLK Prime are absurd. I think that they're misinformed, and some of them guys are just downright malicious. You know, because it had nothing to do with him. But with that being said, what really is going to happen, and what He dragging something underneath his car, like a dog. What's really going to happen? You know what I'm saying? With Don King Promotions, what's really going to happen? You know, what's going to be the outcome of what's they plan? You know what I'm saying? Because the only thing that really don't look right to me, with all that money on the table, that's the only part that don't make no sense to me. You know, having all that money on the table with some money in his hand. Because don't you have a bank account? You know what I'm saying? Don't you have a bank account? You know? Is it just for optics? I'm hoping it's just for optics. I'm hoping it's just for optics. And he's not really going to be walking around with all that damn money unsecured. And then it also shows that, you know, he might not have a good financial motherfucking plan. You know, his financial plan might not be solid. But that's none of my business. But the main thing about it is, like, what's up with these fights? You know, what's up with these fights? That's one thing the fans really want to know. What's the level? What's the expectations? You know, if you're gonna make a big signing and shit like that with a wad of cash and all that shit, you might as well make a video. You might as well have a press conference. You know, you might as well keep that dude in the news. You might as well keep his name circulating in these streets. Have a press conference. Talk about what y'all gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear about, you know, I don't want to hear about necessarily the bullshit. God damn it. Goddamn no Sims came up in here. I don't want to hear about the bullshit. I want to hear about what's gonna happen. That's what the fans want to know. What fights? You know what I'm saying? Where they gonna be at? Who y'all think y'all looking at? And stuff like that. You know? I don't want to hear about all the past and what they think they're gonna do, and I don't want to hear all that shit. I want to hear about what's gonna happen in the future. That's because that's where it matters. Now, if people want to be them type of boxing fans, that's when they're gonna live in the past and all that shit. You know, do you? But that ain't gonna that don't bring no progress to nothing. Bring some views and some money in your pocket, but that's not working on progress. You know, I want to see everybody eating boxing. You know what I'm saying? Be successful and all that shit. You know. And if Broner can get 2 good fights, he'd be right back there in the mix. Now, with that being said, yeah, it can hinder some things and stop a few other fights from happening because there's one more dude around that people want to fight. And you know, a lot of these fighters, when they get up there and when they finally get a belt and a couple of dollars in their pocket, we already know the routine. The routine is not for everybody, but you know, acting like your shit don't stink and being picky and choosy and going for the bag. You know what I'm saying? But as Don King commercials gonna want to work with somebody, you know, are they gonna be trying to get shit to go to purse bid and fuck people over and not want to pay and hold out? You know what I'm saying? Like what is it really going to be? Well, I don't know what really happened to that, but you know what I'm saying? What is it really going to be? What is it really going to be? You know, that's what I want to know, because I don't give a fuck about all that BLK Prime shit dead and gone. Hell, Don King be doing Don King TV with some of his fights, ESPN and shit. So I mean, their app. Now, I don't agree with all this pay-per-view nonsense. I don't agree with all this pay-per-view nonsense, you know. Some of them fights for like $15 and shit like that, okay. You know. Okay, fine. You know, $9.99, $15. That's fine, that's okay, cool and dandy. But 35, 45, 80, 75, you know, for a tune-up? Nah, bruh. For a tune-up, for real? Because we all know that's what it was gonna be with BOK Prime. You know, I don't care who the fighter was, it was gonna be a significant price that fans was gonna have to pay. You know, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be optimistic about it, you know, because Adrian Broner should never left boxing as long as he did. I mean, yeah, as long as he did, should never left boxing that long. You know, mental health issues and all that shit. You know, people need to seek help and fix those type of issues before they let it fester and get to. And then you gotta understand, it's like, you know, you got people around you that's telling you, but that's the thing. People can tell you all they fucking want to, but it's up to the individual to go get it, to go do it. You got that basketball player right now. I'm guarantee you, the team knew he was out of control, and the team knew he was fucking crazy. And it was all good and dandy as long as he kept dribbling. They was not going to see. This is the thing. They is not going to suspend somebody. Nobody is going to suspend somebody for not seeking mental health. Help. They're not going to suspend nobody for not seeking mental health help, assistance, until it becomes a fucking problem. You see what I'm saying? When's the last time we ever heard a team or somebody tell somebody they got to go get mental health assistance, or we're going to put you on the bench? We're not going to play you. When? You know what I'm saying? Folks knew. Long as them gloves was moving, but then when it gets too bad, the dude had to leave. Now everybody lose money. Everybody lost money. PBC lost money. Adrian Broner lost money because he still had fights on the table. Straight up. He still had some good multi-million-dollar fights on the table. I don't care what anybody say. He still had it. And he still have it to this day. Come on. How the fuck you gonna do that? Come on, bruh. Come on, highway patrolman. Busting U-turns, making everybody slam on their brakes. If I was to do that or hunk my horn, that motherfucker would get mad and the motherfucker wanna figure out how to give me a ticket. Judge Dredd ass motherfuckers. I am the law ass motherfuckers. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Get your old asses out the way. Alright. Shit. Get up in here and give me a motherfucking drink. And a hamburger. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking hamburger and motherfucking what you call that shit? And a drink. Nuisance wildlife remover. I think that's her truck. Yeah, that's the chick that her and her husband be going around slapping them goddamn iguanas upside the head. They be killing them, cooking them. They doing it this weekend. I should go over to their house, man, make a little video of the iguana they gonna be cooking this weekend. They gonna be cooking some iguana. Eagles Web, what's going on, man? Nah, I was just talking about How none of these people suspend people that got mental health issues unless they cause a type of problem or something. Then that's when they want to get them. You know, that's when they want to get them. They don't want to do nothing until they start raising some type of issues. You know, bringing guns in the clubs, the locker room, fighting and all that shit. We see it all the time. Players fighting each other, and nobody make nobody sit down and tell them go see some mental health assistance. It's always after the fact. You know, Adrian Broner. Now watch. I got a good inclination that maybe Ryan Eagles Web Boxing needs to lock their ass up. They used to without their consent and all that shit. Lock their ass up. But I got a good inclination that not the first fight, but the two after that with Adrian Broner and Don King Promotions, that they ain't gonna be all that. They ain't gonna be all that because, first of all, ain't nobody gonna be wanting to fight on no damn Don King TV. Second of all, is that how many people is gonna want to deal with Don King? You know what I'm saying? Third of all, you know, what them figures gonna look like depending on who he's gonna fight. Cause he gonna want to be a champion, and he ain't got that much time left. The dude in his mid-30s probably. He ain't got that much time left. He got to get him going. He got to get this goddamn tune-up out the way, and then he need to have a fight at the end of the year so he can move on until next year with a couple of fights under his belt, and possibly well acclimated. Yep. Yep. And you know how Don King do, people. He give you your advance, but then he gonna take that advance back and some. And I know firsthand because I read two Don King Promotions contracts, and they do look like that. They got Don King's symbol on the top and all that shit. I read two of them, and they're a little bit lengthy. Those contracts are a lot lengthier than some other people's. You know what I'm saying? And they go in depth. You know, Don King don't stop you at Don King stop you at the universe. It says all throughout the universe. You can't go and do interviews like you want to, or video games, t-shirts, and all that shit without Don King getting the cut. Without his approval, matter of fact. And hence why you see the big signing that he did. He ain't did nothing. You know, I think it's real cool when these boxers, they do those little press conferences and shit like that when they signing, because it just keeps their name ringing, keeps their name circulating. Whether that is good or bad, it keeps it circulating. Ask some questions. You know what I'm saying? To Don King. Ask some questions to Adrian Broner. See what's going on. See what they looking for. Keep fans in tune with what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Just don't be saying words and phrases that gets fans hypnotized, or the illusions of gander. Give them some real good shit. Tell them these are the fights that we're fucking looking for. And by name for next year and the time to come, you know, because you know David Avanesian and then the other dude, I don't want to see those things. Eagles Web Boxing said Don makes sure that he gets his. AB killed his own career for being too easily influenced. Yeah, but there's one dude in particular. There's a couple of cats, ex-boxers. Nick Campbell is one. He said he had no issues out of Don King. Oh, fuck. Here come that fucking Laws D punch out TV. Laws ain't punched nothing out but a goddamn clock at work. That's the only thing Laws is punching out. The goddamn clock at work and the computer screen because his old ass don't know how to use a goddamn computer. If it ain't a hammer, a backhoe, a front loader, Laws don't know how to work it. Laws don't know how to use it. A hammer, a nail gun, a wheel grinder, one of them big ass motherfucking concrete saws, wet saws. He don't know how to use it. He don't know how to use it. A computer, shit. Laws D look at a computer, he gets sick. He started getting motion sickness and shit. Started sweating, getting angry. He'd be like, "Oh hell, Mike, I can't fucking deal with this shit." See, every time I log in, computer want to update this and the third. I tell him every single time, turn it on, let the computer update first, right? Make sure it's well updated before you go live. He don't see. Like I said, Laws D know how to use a digger. I told you. If it ain't a backhoe, one of them bobcats, a forklift, yeah, Laws don't know how to use it. He don't know how to get down. You know how many times I had to walk through. I had to walk Laws D through like I was tech support and didn't get paid shit. I was like, you know them scammers. You know the Microsoft scammers would be like, what you gotta do is you gotta click on the start button, click on the start button, click on controls. Once you enter to controls, you click on the audio interface, and then you want to set that to. I should have held your. Do you want to set that to? Welcome to 7-Eleven. I had to walk to that dude like I was tech support. Shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I think Adrian Broner needs to go somewhere. And it do seem like he needed he needed some money. You know, it did seem like he went with whoever was gonna give him the most amount of money. But but I don't know what it says in there, but I'm pretty sure with Don King, he ain't gonna have no say on who he fighting. You know, I don't think he's gonna have no say on who he fighting. You know, so it's it could be fortunate or it could be unfortunate, but we gonna see. We're gonna see in the near future how it's gonna go down, because you know, if this don't go right for Adrian Broner, you know, the next people that pick him up, it ain't gonna go. So I don't think it's gonna go well, man, because all that going back and forth shit and stuff like that, each time you do it, it seems like your money is gonna keep going down, down, and down, you know. Laws D, he never fought on Laws D said, did Broner ever fight on that BLK Prime? Nope. Almost had it, man. Too many fights they had 3 fights fell through the cracks. It had nothing to do with Adrian Broner. And that's why I made that video stating, like, you know, there's always going to be trials and tribulations when you just get in the game. You're going to have to learn some stuff on the job unless you're going to bring somebody else in that know the shit. You know what I'm saying? And you can't trust and verify. You got to trust, but you got to verify. So you can't trust a fighter saying that he's not under any promotional or managerial contractual obligations. Where's the follow-up? Where's the follow-up? And you can't do this verbally unless it's on a record. You got to do it like via email, via letter, shit like that, to where you have attestation, proof that this is what it is. So if these promoters and these managers saying no, he's not under contract, they can't go. That said dude can't go back and say otherwise. Nah, they ain't going bust, because they didn't have to pay. They didn't have to pay nobody. They spent probably between $2 to $500,000 probably just on trying to get those 3 fights and all, logistic work. You know what I'm saying? And hiring people to put on the event and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when you look at it, what's going to happen? Hell, he might end up fucking fighting on BOK Prime. Anyways, he still can. He still can. And that ESPN, whatever, DAZN, whatever, Fight TV, whatever. Laws D Punch Out TV. What about Bud? They must have paid him. Yeah, they paid the man. We don't hear Bud talking about they ain't giving my money on the internet. We don't hear that. We don't hear him saying give me my money. Where it at? And everybody that was close to BOK Prime said the money was there. He got his money. He got paid. But the only thing bad about it was that anybody can say that it was a bad investment if the fighter doesn't go back and fight on there. That's the only thing somebody can say. You know what I'm saying? But really, to tell you the truth, BOK Prime is probably the best thing for a damn boxer if they get the majority of the motherfucking money. If they get the majority of the money and your fight is on, like what's the problem? The only problem would be that it's an app. A lot of people don't know about it, and the BOK Prime might not be maximizing their profits off of it. Laws D Punch Out TV says, so why is no one fighting on BOK Prime now then, Mike? I don't know who they... Well, I think what we should do is look to see if they ever had a boxing match on BOK Prime, because I believe they have. The second thing what we should do, other than Bud, and the second thing that we should do is go on a website or go on to Twitter and see if they have a said fight in the making. Then if they don't, that's probably because they can't get nobody that's worth a damn. Because why would you just put on a fight and pay all these people and not get no money coming in? You know what I'm saying? Eagles Web Boxing said, hard to believe that Bud got $10 million. I think he got it. And the reason why I think he got it was because they didn't really know what they were doing. And they I think it was all in hopes that they could get more fighters, including Bud, to have another fight on there, and they couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? There's too many dudes. There's too many people in the game with big money that knows exactly what they're doing because they have a proven track record of putting on fights. BOK Prime is not. You know what I'm saying? And then you have the whole thing is, if you fight on BOK Prime, is anybody else going to sign you after that because you went against the grain? You know what I'm saying? And nobody wants to be stuck on unproven app like that boxer out of the UK that Edward Hearns was trying to blast, and because Edward Hearns trying to say he ducked Triple G or somebody said he ducked somebody, and he had to come back and say, like, look, I didn't duck nobody. It's like, you was gonna give me $1 million, but you was gonna extend my contract. You know what I'm saying? He was basically saying the caveats in the contract wasn't right. Now that the dude has left Matchroom Boxing, right, and is fighting on somewhere else other than the zone, we already he's fighting on, I forget, boxer or something. I forget what he's fighting on. But anyways, we all know Edward Hearn, like he said with Kell Brook, that once you go somewhere else, don't come back. And this is after Kell Brook made him all that money and kept Matchroom Boxing from folding or going bankrupt like Frank Warren did. and had the tax man come to his office and start taking shit. Just saying. He goes, "Well, Bucks, he may have got it, but it's hard to believe." Yeah, I mean, I can see what you're saying. It is. It does sound far-fetched, especially for that dude. Huh. Lost D Punch Out TV said, "So why is Broner not fighting on there then, and they aren't getting fighters, so they must be broke?" They ain't broke. See, this is gonna put on. See, if they was broke, right? Laws. They wasn't gonna. If they was broke, they wouldn't have had that Adrian. They wouldn't even try to attempt to make those Adrian Broner fights. One dude got injured. The other dude had a managerial promotional issue, and the other guy got his jaw broke. You know what I'm saying? Lost D Punch Out TV said, "Ha, Frank Warren still ducking the text." He still is? Damn, that's been years. Nah, because Adrian Broner is on signed with Don King Promotions. Laws, he just signed to Don King Promotions, so nobody knows what he's gonna fight on, whether or not it's Don King TV or whatever. Nobody knows. You know, but everybody got their opinions on it, and because there's a lot of places where he could fight on with Don King, right? But it got to be somewhere that everybody. It got to be ESPN and Showtime if Adrian Broner is gonna fight, and they want to maximize the exposure, and because with fight fans. Lost D Punch Out TV, man. I told you, bro. I've been trying to tell you, and I've been right. I was right about the zone from day one. And I was right about a couple other bullshit, right? They ain't. It don't look good for them because BLK Prime doesn't just do boxing. They have some TV shows and movies on their thing, right? They just don't do boxing. But what doesn't look, but the bad part of BLK Prime, I mean, well, they're not losing money. They're not putting on fights. They're not losing money, right? But they have to do things to keep the buzz going around, to keep their name in the media, to keep it going. So when they do put on fights, people, more people would know than less. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, each and every day that goes by and they don't have a fight, there's less people that's going to know about BLK Prime in the future. So they're stunning their own growth. But like I said, Laws, how are they going to put on fights and what caliber of fights they're going to put on? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of fighters out here waiting for fights, but can't get them. Lost D Punch Out TV, yeah, on point about the zone. They signed with Sky TV, put their channel on Sky TV. Yeah, I read that too, but you still got to pay the same amount. It's just the add-on. So like I said, easily accessible. Easily accessible. Because people don't have time to be sitting up over here downloading all these motherfucking apps on their motherfucking phone every single time some new jack want to hit the scene. People don't have time for that. It's every year is somebody else. Every year is somebody else coming out with their own app, putting on fights. Every year, like clockwork. You know what I'm saying? And nobody questions where their money come from. Nobody. There's a new one. That Adam Schaefer just got with. I don't know if it's an app or promotional couple, but he just got with somebody. And nobody questions where that money coming from. But then there's a couple out there that has ties to Daniel Kinningham, and nobody questions where that money coming from. As what they did with BLK Prime. Lost D Punch Out TV said, yeah, but Sky TV and the Zone don't mix. Sky Sports taking all the Zone fighters. I mean, they might as well get your ass up out of here. You want to come up over here tap into our market, take money out of our mouth. You know what I'm saying? Take money out of our mouth. You know what I'm saying? And you want to work your hoes on the same hoe stroll? No. No. Mm-mm. You want to work your hoes on the same hoe stroll with mine? And take money out of my mouth and try to steal my hoes? Nah. See, 78 know what I'm talking about. We're pimping, baby. Nah. There's a room for us for all to eat, but you gonna eat down the block. And on that note, I'm gonna get up out of here. Shout outs to everybody in the whole entire world, and everybody stay sucker free.